Hi, I'd like to show you a mechanical keyboard made by Chinese company Rapoo. It's sold under the name of V500 or VPRO. Here VPRO, and it's sold as a mechanical gaming keyboard. All of the switches are mechanical, and it means it's very good because mechanical switches are a lot better compared to membrane or scissor types. And this keyboard is really kind of a big keyboard with tall keycaps, and that's because mechanical switches here, the total travel is 4 millimeters and the key press happens at 2 millimeters. And so this way you don't have to kind of be very precise with how you press, because it will register key press at 2 millimeters and it can travel a total of 4. This way you can really type very fast. So plus the layout, plus keycaps, as you can see, they are shaped just the way they're supposed to be shaped. And this way, because they're not flat, it's easier to type faster, and it's easier to type without actually looking at the keyboard. For mechanical switches, they are mostly used on expensive keyboards, like gaming keyboards, and usually those cost more than $100, something like $100 to $200. But I actually got this directly from China. I bought it on JD.com for $30 US, and that included delivery to Ukraine. Regular price is around $50, and similar keyboards can be found on Amazon or eBay or other Chinese online stores like AliExpress and many others. So you can get the exactly same Rapoo, or you can find some somewhat different, like different design. So as you can see, this one is black. All the plastic is black and orange metal plate. There's also a white model with white plastic and a light blue metal. And this one has a black switch. As you can see, it's black. The color is actually black, but it's not the color of this plastic. I will show you what the switch itself is actually black. So as you can see, this one has some features like programmable keys and onboard memory. Now, these two features actually do not work because there's no software. Even though the keyboard is designed, it has actually a dedicated macro key here. I couldn't find any software to actually program the keys. If it worked, it would be great, because I wouldn't need to use any software for reprogramming keys. I would just program the keys once to internal memory, and it will work every time I just press macro key. I can use some shortcuts and stuff. But it actually doesn't work. So they advertise it. They show this fancy Rapoo branded chip on board. They show this. They say here about the onboard memory, but it just doesn't work. So it comes in this paper box. You also get a small paper, its instruction and warranty. And you also get a keycap removable tool. So this is a nice tool in case you will have to remove a keycap. Works really easy to use. Just press and pull and the keycap is removed. So one reason to do it is if something has fallen, you need to clean up. Or you can replace keycaps, like for gaming. Some people replace these WASD with different keycaps. So there's a few reasons to actually remove keycap. And with this nice little tool, it's easy to do. So as you can see, the switch itself, this is the switch itself, it's also black. And that's why they're called black switches. They actually come colored. And there's 3 more types specifically for this V500 model. You can choose from 4 different types: red, blue, brown, and black. So these are blacks, and these correspond to Cherry MX switches. As a matter of fact, Cherry MX switches are regarded as standard and the best, but recently there's lots of Chinese mechanical switches on the market. They're usually sold under Kyle brand, but this keyboard has Rapoo branded key switches, even though I am pretty sure that these are actually Kyle. They just put a Rapoo brand on it, but these are actually Chinese Kyle switches. Some people claim they're different from Cherry Max, but for the most part they're the same. They use same colors. So black switches require the most force, kind of, and the softest are red. Blue are about as soft, but they also make clicking sound, and they give a little feedback when the switch is actually registers. And the browns, I'm not sure about browns. I think they're a little softer than blacks, and probably the switch works somehow differently. I'm not sure why there's brown switches, but anyways, you basically have a choice. These are low noise because they don't actually, what the sound that they make is just the normal sound, it's not the clicking sound. The blue ones are best for typing, and black switches and red switches, they're both used on gaming. Actually, blues are also used on gaming keyboards. So because the price is low, you can even buy two keyboards with different types, like to suit different needs, black for gaming, red for typing or something like that. Basically, mechanical switches are great. The keyboard is built very well, very good plastic, no unpleasant odors, really built to last, built to withstand some abuse. As you can see, it has these orange colored rubbery or rubber pads. It stays really well. It's heavy. It's about 900 grams, so it's a lot heavier than cheap membrane types, and it's mostly because of this metal plate. But it makes it very durable. The cable, the USB connector, and the cable itself, as you can see, the cable is actually very thick for a keyboard. Usually they're a lot thinner because it doesn't need a lot of current. I'm not sure if it's actually because this keyboard requires more current than cheap membrane types, or they just put a thicker cable to make it look more durable, and maybe it is more durable. Now, it will definitely take some abuse. In terms of layout, pretty standard, but it has some gaming features. So first of all, here is Windows key lock. Windows key lock is usually found on gaming keyboards because there's two Windows keys here at the bottom, and if pressed by an accident while gaming, it will cause a game to abort to desktop. So it's apparently unwanted situation, and so on gaming keyboards is usually Windows key lock. When pressed, these keys stop working, and there's no chance of accidentally pressing them. Plus, it has this macro key, but as I said, it doesn't work. This is for macro feature, but regrettably it doesn't work. Plus, it has 3 volume control. I guess it's because gaming keyboard again. You get a mute button and volume up and down. I find this the best feature on this keyboard after mechanical keys. Dedicated volume. I use them a lot because I use headphones with my computer, and it's really nice to have a dedicated mute button. Usually on multimedia keyboards, it's not a dedicated key. You have to use a combination with a function key. So overall, nice layout. It's easy to type. If you can type without looking at the keyboard, it's fine. It's very easy to do with this mechanical. Keys are not too firm. I don't think it's an issue, and I think it's about right. I think that softer keys may not be a good idea, but just as well as keys that require about 30% less force. So there's some choices. Now, after using it for a while, I'm really happy with this keyboard. Really nice feeling, somehow very clear and very predictable, and kind of works all the time just fine. In terms of noise, it definitely makes a bit more noise compared to membrane types. I'll show you now. But overall, it's not unpleasant, and I don't pay any attention. I don't really, when using this keyboard, I don't even pay attention that there's any noise. So it's just a matter of getting used to. If you are using something like a scissor type, I will show a comparison with also Chinese, very thin. These keys are scissor type, same as found on most notebooks. And I will just do a quick comparison. Okay, so apparently it does make more noise compared to scissor type and compared to membrane types, but it's not unpleasant or an issue at all. So all in all, absolutely fantastic deal for a full mechanical keyboard from a somewhat known, if you've never heard about Rapoo, they're actually a big manufacturer of keyboards and mice in China. They may not be selling in many countries, but I think they sell in some countries. They definitely, there's lots of their products here in Ukraine, and you can buy it directly on online stores from China or Amazon or eBay. Plus, you can find like a really small keyboard or with more keys keyboard or with LEDs. This one doesn't have LEDs. So that's quite a few choices, and the prices are well below $100. Really great deals. If you've been looking to upgrade your keyboard, and it's definitely worth it. It's worth $30, it's worth $50, in some cases it's worth $100. Keyboards are usually overlooked, but getting a high quality keyboard like this one with mechanical switches is a great plus for general kind of computer use experience, and it's just very, very nice to use. Okay, thank you for watching.